Good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of MLC Talk. This is the platform we discuss all things Lutheran. Today is the last Sunday in the month of April. April is already gone, but here we are again. As we have promised, we will always be here on Sunday. Every Sunday at about this time, we will be here to bring you all of the latest happenings within our church. So again, we want to say welcome. We have our co-host there in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Dr. George Toto. That I told you, I know you're one of the happiest men today that you guys won your I call it a lunar celebration. You win one trophy every 29 years to 30 years. So congratulations, Liverpool.
Yep, that's in Liverpool.
Every 30 years, the man can win one trophy. Go ahead.
We have a slogan in Liverpool. We never walk.
Yeah.
No, huh?
Yeah,
never walk alone.
So I'm just so excited. I just feel sorry for the Manchester United fear. As Chelsea fear, every time they get a heart attack, they worry so much because their team not performing well. Their hearts so heavy. And they also yesterday also too. But other thing that I support wholeheartedly, Barca Barcelona won the Copa del Rey yesterday also too.
Copa del Rey.
Yeah, the Copa del Rey they won it yesterday too. So
that's interesting.
That's one of the thing Barcelona, but I don't follow them.
I'll be happier person in sport. And also too, just last there, my nephew Fatuma Moruba got drafted by the NFL in the NFL by the New York Jets.
Oh wow! Congratulations! Yeah, congratulations to the family.
Yeah, in Pennsylvania, So
oh wow!
I'll be happier person in the sport world right now.
Man, you are.
In the NFL, Liverpool, Barca,
Wow.
So, yeah, And like you said, today the second Sunday in Easter, according to the Church calendar.
Yeah.
We're glad to be back. The weather on our side it's so chilly. Now it's warming up. We're glad to be back to discuss what we should discuss. We can't do Lutheranism.
Absolutely. And so we also want to welcome our dear brother Elijah Zina. He's there with us in our studios in Minneapolis. Brother Zina, how are you doing again today?
I'm doing.
I already see you're a Barca fan.
I am a Barca fan.
Yo, that's it.
Yeah, congratulations to us. Thank you for that information, Dr. Toto. But I'm doing okay. Minnesota is very fine. We entering into summer, as you all know. So we just close it down. Spring now. So our weather is not too bad today. Like yesterday was cool. Today is fantastic. So yeah, we good and we're happy to be back on here. Just to interact with our community again.
Yeah, so Elijah, thank you. Minneapolis is one of the areas that will, start experiencing better weather, in a lot of time because we are already calling. We've already made calls, for winter to come back, and you just leave in winter. So yeah, but folks,
you on your own with that one.
Yeah. So, but our sister will be joining us shortly. Couple Celeste will be joining us shortly from our studios there in Manitoba, Winnipeg, Manitoba. That's in Canada. She will be joining us. Today we have three key focus areas. One, we will be speaking with our sister Dede Gavler. She's the former president of the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship. She will be bringing us some latest development that has to do with the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship in Liberia. And it may be somehow strange that why we are not calling on the youth to bring this development. I think it has to do with one of our very close associates from the church. So Sis Dede we'll be getting in touch with her. She will give us some update on that. And also, we hope to speak with one of the members of the Lutheran University, especially one of the board members from Aliyah Endpoint, that will be telling us, what are some of the final details, final details when it comes to the Lutheran University Endowment fundraiser is scheduled to take place in Baltimore this weekend. What are some of the last minute touches, finishing touches. So we hope to get Dr. Allison or Dr. Moses Swat Dennis, the co-chairperson on the board, Mother Maria Reed-Carpet, or Francis Hine, or Mother Joyce Adams. We hope to get either one of them to give us some updates on what is taking place. And last but not the least, we will be touching on the Founders Day, just in the Founders Day. As we always say, our team is blessed, and we have our insider. So our insider will be setting the stage, and we hope to speak to one of Aliyah's representatives that traveled to Liberia to attend this event. So today, a lot of things to uncover. So we say stick there, and thank you for being with us. We ask you to please share the show, continue to share the show on all of the platforms. And Dr. Toto, do you have any update? Do you have any birthday celebration? Do you have anyone who is celebrating some milestone? I know you say your nephew. I mean, that is a huge accomplishment, man. To be drafted in the NFL. We wish him all the best. That that he will continue to shine. He will lift the flag of Liberia so high. Like the guy. I remember this guy Tamahali. When he used to play in the NFL. He used to raise the flag of Liberia high. So we hope that your nephew will do the same for us. So
yeah. It is a good news for our community.
Yeah.
Also too for the people of Liberia, and also for the people of Ufakado too, because Fatuma is from
absolutely. Yeah.
So I can recall, right?
Yeah.
His father was in Liberia when they won the DV program to relocate to the US, and he was doing extremely well. They were doing extremely well, but far better. But to make that decision to relocate to the US was a tough decision for him. And we discussed for him to make that decision. One thing he said, "No, George, it's not about me, it's about the future of my children." Because people confuse him. He was the coast guy. He was the coast guard commander in any government. He didn't work anymore. He was the coast guard commander. He was the nursing law was to become the chief of staff during early time. But he turned everything.
Wow.
People say he was this, he was that. He said that will be about the future of my children.
Yeah.
Since he came here to the US, that kid had been doing extremely well. And
Yeah.
After so sometimes the decision was made not by ourselves.
Yeah.
The people that surround us and our children, they could have been affected by that decision, whether positive or negative. So that's why the reason why sometimes when we come on this show, we discuss issues between our church, and not about us particularly. It's not because we try to bring other people down, but we want to discuss issues that will benefit us and our community and the church. If we have a better Lutheran church today, we'll all be proud. We'll be happy that we made an effort to be part of the process. And that's why we come on this show. And it's not about us. It's about the Lutheran church in Liberia, but the people who live behind Liberia to be more proactive. So that's it for my end. No birthday celebration so far from my end. Couldn't share the message. Said that this show that I want to make a show to be the people show. If you have any event going on, birthday celebration, wedding, or special event coming out at the Lutheran University event coming up, reach out to us. We'll help to publicize it. We'll help with the publicity, and then to send a message out to the people. So we want to make this show to be the people show. And not just for the jack and say that talk about, let the people be involved. That's it.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, we want to welcome our sister, Couple Saleh Nyayo. I don't want to be sent to I don't want any military men to Couple City. Yeah. Elijah, have you called your sister lately and listened to the voice message?
How do they pronounce it last name?
I mean, I'm not. I don't want to be her in contempt. Ask
Okay.
Elijah. Elijah, how you pronounce her last name?
Why would you be asking me how to pronounce the woman last name when the woman is right here?
Couple, answer a question. Ask me how you pronounce your last name.
I don't know.
And I told her,
And are you
I plead the
talking?
fifth.
Explain it.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, I plead the fifth. And I told her, yeah, but couple want to say welcome. Couple last week the world celebrated. Just to deviate a little bit, I want to just add this in. The world celebrated Earth Day, and we know that you are the program head for Faith in Action for Climate Justice. You care to say just a little bit about World Earth Day and the team that was held or celebrated under? No, I
So why
got you.
you so why you shifting it to me? Why yourself can talk
Okay.
about what after?
No,
And
you are
why
you are
you
the head.
shifting? Why you shifting?
The man going by the chain of command.
I
when
your command.
when
Thank you very much, Elijah. Yeah.
okay, as we all are aware, I don't know. It is not really common
I
in
always
Liberia.
follow.
Like,
I always follow chain of command.
okay, good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon to our listening audience. Really, I want to say thank you. You have no idea how I was sleeping when I flew rank. You have no idea. You
I
woke me
mean,
on one. Look at the time. I saw 1 minute
this
to 3. I'm like, what?
this my
The
confession.
way
See
I
there?
that's not but that's reality. I did not even go to church today. Yeah, so thank you so much. I want to thank my colleagues and thanks our listening audience. We want to welcome everybody to this show. Like when we talk about the World Earth Day, this World Earth Day from our end back home, I don't think it is common there unless we start to make it more familiar with our people back home. But on this side, it is common. It is part of the church calendar. The World Earth Day celebration, which was the 22nd of April, it was held under the theme our planet, our world. Yes. And that day I have a scheduled meeting on that day. There are a lot of activities that we were invited. So we even had our own activities. We had our plan. We had some itinerary, some activities to carry out back home. But then our young people was all the time. They went in the southeast. So we pray and hope that we implement what we all decided to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
even though the time had passed, but I don't think it should stop us from implementing what we
Yeah.
all agreed on doing. The Earth
Yeah.
Day
Absolutely.
was okay, but I had meeting. There was no specific program in person that I attended. I had one Zoom meeting from the church, our committee on carbon neutrality. We had a task force committee meeting that day. And it was just all about coming up with a short video for, the ERCRC will be having her annual convention in July.
Yeah.
So the committee, we were to send our report to the national body, the committee, to include it in the bishop's report. So that was what we all were looking at, and to see how best we can come up with a video for the team as an awareness when it comes to climate change. So those were things that was discussed on that day. But we really want to make it more formal when it comes to our country back home, how best we can celebrate this World Earth Day. So
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
much that was what happened that day.
Thank you so much, couple. Elijah. I think it was on Friday we got a breaking news from Liberia that had to do with the ailment of one of our very close, very very close associate. I mean, we all. I mean, know of this individual. We all work along with him. It was always a joy when we needed him the most, and he always show up. He brought, you know, joy, onto our hearts, and I mean that expression of happiness, we always felt it when he was around. We heard that he had not been feeling well, quite lately. Before you come in, I have on the line Sis Dede Gabler. She's the former national president of the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship. And Elijah, I was throwing it to you because you also serve as national president and you work very close, very, very closely with this individual. But Sis Dede, you on the line. Do you care to bring us this update on this breaking news, or what is, what happened in the last 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours, and what are some of the plans that we the what are some of the plans moving forward?
Okay. Thank you very much for inviting me, Minister Kobo, and others, Couple, Elijah, and everybody else. How you guys doing?
Hello, President.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Go ahead.
as Willie rightfully stated, I received a text message from Parazoa,
Yeah, I got some books.
So, Buffalo is a former youth driver. We all enjoy working with him. He worked with me when I was there, before me, Abel, after me, Elijah, and every other person, before he became the driver for the our Algon Bishop wife. And now Buffalo is retired. So I saw Clarence sent me a text message 2 weeks ago telling me the condition that Buffalo is in. So I asked him if they have gone to hospital. He said yes, but not really renowned one. So I said, okay, but we need to take him to the hospital and see what's going on, because he told me that the guy's feet was swelling. So we took him to the first hospital. When I say we, I'm talking about Clarence. And he was misdiagnosed, according to him. First, they said he has a kidney failure. So they seek another opinion to see if that's actually true or not. And 2-3 days ago, they took him to the military hospital in Liberia. There where they did his X-ray and said Buffalo actually has a heart failure. So he need to be on medication. And while they said the medication was supposed to be taken like a week ago before they could even go there, if we still want for Buffalo to be around us for some time. And that's why he sent me the message. And day before yesterday, I called Elijah. I thought Elijah was still over there. I even told him, I said, well, get Elijah. He said, no, I think Elijah is back. So I told Elijah, I told Willie, I told Couple, and Marlene. Thank God for them. We were able to contribute to raise the first $175. According to what I saw, Buffalo had to be on medication, and the medication costs $175, and this is just for a month. That's what we need to do before we can continue for the long-term plan that Willie said. But as we speak, Buffalo started the medication yesterday. We were able to raise the $175 the day before yesterday. I'm not planning to purchase the medicine, so he started taking it yesterday. That's for this month now. So according to the doctor, he first has to start taking this, and then he will go by and he will tell us what to do next. So that's the plight that we have right now. Buffalo is actually seriously sick. And I stand to be corrected. When Buffalo was working with us as a youth driver, I did not see any family member. I learned that he's from Guinea. And up to today, as I speak, I don't think he has any family member in Liberia. So the only family member that he had is us. And that's why we're coming to us again the youth, the church, LCL at large. Buffalo needs us, and he needs us now. This is just a brief explanation, but next week we'll be able to get more detail, and we'll come on the show again with other people. We're thinking about calling Clarence. He's the one that is with him, and our 2 youth director, so that they can come and show more emphasis. But we really need, Buffalo really need us, and he needs us now.
Thank you, sis. That I want you to hold on. Yeah, thank you. Hold on the line, sis. That we're gonna have Elijah. Elijah also worked closely during his administration with Buffalo, and for our viewers, our listeners out there, Buffalo, for short, his name is Buffalo. For short we call him Buffalo. Um, and perhaps Elijah will give us more information about his full name, but he used to be the driver for the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship, and as I mentioned earlier, that um, Buffalo is one person whom that whenever the youth needed him the most, even on his day off, he will show up, and Buffalo will come to help us in every way possible that he could. And today, now the table has turned on our side that this father needs us. But Elijah, come in, please.
Oh well, thank you, Willie, and thank you to Sis Dede. So actually, when I was in Liberia, the Saturday before I left on Sunday, I met with Clarence, and he briefly told me about Buffalo's illness, and I was just like, okay, what's doing him? Because there were no diagnosis and everything else. Like, since that I had to direct them to go to the hospital. So I just gave him something. I said, okay, give it to him for me. And then we were talking about this more. And then I was back in the US on the following Sunday. So we didn't get to talk much about it until Sis Data called me and said, oh, Clarence, mentioned to me that this is the situation. I'm like, yeah, he mentioned it to me, but we didn't say much about it. But like you guys are saying, Buffalo has been very humble. All men that we all work with in the youth department, and there's nothing that you've asked Buffalo to do. He would not. And now that he's sick, I think it is something like a burden on our hearts, like those of us who already work with him closely, to see how best we can help in our own weak ways, to see how best we can help him at this point in time. Like since that director said, we do not know the family members of Buffalo since he's been working with the LCL, and he currently lives with Clarence Noah as well. So that's how critical it is. So if anything should happen to him, it's gonna be on us again to ride it around Father Zoa to do whatever we have to do. So not to say much, this is just a SOS call to us Lutheran, not only the youth department, but the entire LCL. Because I know that Buffalo served the women department. Also, after he left the youth, he was driving for the women.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then he also drove for the past bishop's wife. So he served the LCL across. At one point in time, he was like a utility driver on the compound, just driving for anybody who could call upon him when the youth never had a vehicle. So he was like a float driver on the compound. So he was very humble and willing to do whatever you ask him to do. And now that he has a ill health, it is incumbent upon us to look after him. We don't wish the worst to happen before we come and start collecting money to bury human being. I think it is about this time that he still has some life in him, and he's been diagnosed of the illness. And if we can help in our own weak ways and see how best we can lend a hand to him, I think it would be very much important that we do so in order to help Father Zoa in caring for him at this time.
Thank you very much, Elijah. Couple, you're gonna comment. But uh, um, in your comment, couple, I want you to kind of, relate an experience, with Buffalo. I know there's so many experiences that we have with Buffalo. I know one one famous one was when we requested for our open air bus in Buchanan, and when we went to Buchanan for I think Monrovia District Assembly, and then I think Buffalo drove that truck. Was he the one who drove that truck? No, no, no. Okay, but
No.
The Buffalo, the guy who was driving that truck already dead.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay, okay.
Buffalo time.
yeah,
Oh, okay,
Buffalo
okay,
too.
okay, yeah, okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
But I
But
think
I mean,
Mr. Lay
I
has
have my
Elijah
experience with
Mr. Lay
Buffalo. I
has
will
some
allow couple
Buffalo
to come in.
scripture.
I'll give you two minutes on this, and I will come with my 2 minutes on this. And then Sis Dada, if you have any question for Sis Dada too, you can ask maybe how we can contribute in life, because some people just hearing of this. Brother Larry Mellon just posted that he's just hearing of this. So how we can contribute. That's why Sis Dada said that by this week there will be a meeting held, what the next steps going forward, how things will be organized and coordinated. They will be coming to us with this.
Well,
Go
but
ahead, couple.
when
Yeah.
it before people comes in, it will be very important that you can also post the contribution information out today, so that people who are listening able to make contribution, they can make contribution. So say that before she drop the line, she can
Yes,
give the yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, that's right. That's true. And folks, our co-host, brother, Dr. Toto, has to leave us, but he is monitoring, and we just hope and pray that everything is okay. But he had to leave us, and hopefully he will be back either today or next week. He will be joining us. Go ahead, couple.
Okay, thank you, Elijah, and thank you, Pastor. Like Elijah said, we all know Buffalo. Love Buffalo work with the young people, even with the women he served. He drove for Sis Evelyn during her administration. I remember that. He also drove for Theodosia Scott, the former women president. I remember that specifically. He was with the women for everywhere they went. Buffalo were always there to drive. Like after he left the youth, after they retired him, he became utility driver on the compound. But of lately, I saw him more active with the women. Yeah, he was always with the women. Even when we went out here, Buffalo was there. Yeah, so Buffalo, as a driver in the Lutheran Church, is a household name. And we all had our own experience with Buffalo. He was a cool guy. Yeah, always smiling. Yeah, Buffalo was a father. Yeah, so when person called me in this time concerning his illness, I was shocked. Yeah, and we did what we could do, and we pray and hope that God continue to bless us to continue to help him. Like Elijah said, we will not come here and open our land for burial of Buffalo when now Buffalo is sick and we cannot help him. I think we all should rally around him, the young people, the women. Yeah, we all should rally around Buffalo. Buffalo help all of us in one way or the other. The fact that we are going for convention and Buffalo drove from Monrovia to that venue with food. He helped everybody in the hall. Once that food was cooked and we ate it, that was his own service to the church. Yeah, yeah. So we should build a community, a church. We should build a community within the church, a community where we can be able to help each other. Yeah. So now Buffalo is sick. I think we all should rally around six letter, but my own uncle Clarence, and see how best we can contribute for his illness. Yes. Once the doctor prescribe a medicine and say once he take this medicine, it add a little bit time to his life. I think we should be grateful for that. Instead, while it would tell us that uh we can have, he even if he take this, he will not live or he will not do the one. Yes, so I think this is the time and we all should rally around ourselves and give a helping hand to our own Buffalo.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, this couple. And folks, to contribute, We have the Zelle number up. Please use the Zelle number 404-554-5066. We will bring all of the information to you as they unfold this week. But if you want to contribute now, please 404-554-5066. That's the Zelle number. All right. This is especially for those in the United States. And to contribute right now, if you want to call in and participate on the show, the number is right there on your screen. It's 404-690-3470. 404-690-3470. That's the number to call in and participate. But to contribute, the Zelle number.
Wait, 1 second, 1 second.
Go ahead.
It's 5065, not 66.
5065. Thank you. 5065. All right.
Matter of fact,
5065.
we have Cash App too.
So,
And the name is Data Gavlo.
all right. The name on the 5065, right?
It's Data Gavlo. That's
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Pastor,
And
can we
it's,
get a mobile money number too?
That's Cash
At
App.
home?
we can use the same
People-
number for we can
No,
use the
that's-
same number for I think for both.
No, I'm talking about back home. Probably people back home will want to contribute. I know people would love to contribute, especially some of our women.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they would love to contribute. So we will need a mobile money number or orange number to contribute. And Federal language Johnson.
So, So
Ellie.
Kapo, I think this is just
Great.
something that is like urgent at this point, but after the meeting we get all of the the ways how things will be coordinated for next steps, contributions going forward, how things will move, and then we get the right number from Liberia and all of that. But just for Buffalo to start the treatment at this time, and I know that, and I've been there before. If you on some kind of treatment, you have to eat. You wouldn't have So if anybody want to contribute, 404-554-5065. The name on there is Dede Gabler. Please send in your Zelle. By next Sunday, we hope to have Father Clarence Zoa. That's my own uncle Clarence, and also to have Sis Dede on the show, and some of our previous directors, like our director Yoko B, Director Gono. We hope to have them on the show so that we all can help to amplify this information and do a fundraiser for the health of our own father. I will share this quickly. It was sometime
Wait, before you
go ahead.
Before you share what you want to say, I beg. I will still need a mobile money number, please.
Yes,
We are
yes.
talking about
So,
emergency, right?
anybody has brother Clarence Zoa number,
Yeah,
maybe we
will
can
still
just
need a
drop
mobile
it in and
money
then we can,
number. Because our young people are all there, boss flow serve
Yeah.
them too.
absolutely.
Yeah, so
What's
even
the
if
number
I
for
file
Clarence
out
Zoa so we can
100,
add it on here for
500, send it to it.
mobile money in Liberia?
Just 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, the number is 0886
Okay.
97
Mm-hmm.
06
Mm-hmm.
26.
Okay.
And his name, and Clarence Owa.
All right.
That's
So
for Liberia.
yeah, that's for Liberia. So if you want to contribute now,
Please make sure when you make your contribution to Father Zoa, please send him a message and let him know that what the contribution is for.
yes,
Yeah,
please.
and I'll let him know too right after here. I'll send him a text or call him.
Yes, please. So
Mhm.
if you're making that contribution, we hope that the contribution will start going in now. But this is yes. So to contribute now, emergency. This is just an emergency. Zelle number is 404-554-5065. That's Sis Dede Gabler. And for Liberia, mobile money 0886 970626. And that's Clarence Zoa. please call, not call. I'm sorry. Please send mobile money and text Brother Zoa if you are in Liberia. So, Brother Merlin, you have the information right there. Um, Thank you, Sis Marlin, for watching, and our mother Victoria Nambi is also watching. So please try to contribute. Let us help. And quickly, there's one of my I don't know. I would say, you know, memorable moment, but I remember we went to sympathize with Father Gono, Director Gono. Then on our way back, Buffalo, we were on the Jeep, and for some reason, you know, we got on this hill and the car flipped over. You know, long story short, as God will have it, I mean, we just all, had like script, like minor, those scratches and everything. They took us to Phoebe, and they they um they called Buffalo in. They called all of us in for treatment. Buffalo was more concerned about us than himself. I want to believe because he was the driver, and he tried to take all of the responsibilities. But it was an accident. Buffalo, he said, "No, Buffalo, go in and take treatment." They had to literally drag him in the emergency room to take treatment. Buffalo want to go to this room and see how this person is doing well, how I was doing well. But I mean, they had to move Buffalo in, like, you know, pretty much like dragging in for treatment. That's that's one thing I can really, recall of Buffalo. And my last visit to Liberia, I saw Buffalo, the smile on his face. He had a smile that, I mean, when you see him anytime, you feel so much welcome. So please, folks, let us try to contribute. This is someone who we all know, and he helped us. Okay. And if you contribute today, we will still get back to you for contribution, because like now this is just an emergency, but to better coordinate things, we will be, I know the team, Friends of LY in the diaspora, and all of the others will also perhaps be reaching to Aliyah to better coordinate this, because Buffalo was part of ours, and as the information now is that his family, we are his family, so we have to
So,
do everything that
so
we can.
Buffalo now I know Jews, eh?
You know what?
I said I know, I know
Any
Jews
last comment?
before
Any last
Buffalo
comment
said.
before we can before we go, please?
I asked by the president the same question.
Call me political. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What kind of comment you want to hear, Elijah?
No, I know. Go ahead. Go ahead. Don't mind.
As stated earlier, we were able to do the first purchase for
Yeah.
the one. So that was, if he started on the 26th, which was yesterday.
Mhm.
So we expecting at least by the 25th that should be done
Okay.
at that time, which will be next month. And right now, we have $70. Since yesterday, we started to raise funds. So let's continue. Let's see when he take the treatment for a month or so. He go back. Let's see where we will be. But that's it. And thank you everybody for coming to our aid as soon as possible. Sis Kapo, Elijah, Willie, Sis Marlene. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sis Derek. Yeah, we will. We'll get back to you during the week. During the week. Thank you for the breaking information. Yep.
Thank you too.
All right,
Thank you,
man.
President, and thank you for
So,
taking the initiative, to
yep.
spearhead this process. We wouldn't have come in if you are not reached us to us, or if you are not taking the responsibility to do the collection. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
So LUL is having her fundraiser, and the fundraiser is taking place this Saturday. As we all know, the
Oh,
co-chairperson of the
Papa,
board,
pay
Mother
money,
Mary
eh?
Reed Carter, will try to reach out to her to give us some last minute updates on what is unfolding, what we hope to expect during this fundraiser, and we just can't wait for everyone to descend. I mean, in Charm City, Baltimore. As we speak, we have Mother Carpet on the line with us, and she is the current co-chairperson of the board. So, but she will be speaking to us in the capacity of chairperson of this fundraiser, this endowment fundraiser, and she will be giving us some last minute updates, what we hope to expect when we get to Baltimore, and just give us some updates. Mother Carpet, are you there?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much for being here with us today. Um, you are with us, MLC Talk. We know that Saturday is the big event, the fundraiser. How far are we? What we hope to expect? LUL Endowment Fundraiser this Saturday, May 3rd.
Thank you for having me come on. And I'd like to invite everyone to come and make this a success in Baltimore. We have lots of activities planned to tell you about the school, to tell you about the Lutheran Church in Liberia, collaboration between the Lutheran Church and Aliyah as the support the endowment of the Lutheran University for Liberia. So I'm looking forward to having everyone come and support us Saturday at the Sheraton Baltimore North in Towson, Maryland. So please come and support us as we build this endowment fund for the Lutheran University of Liberia.
All right, thank you so much. And then, Maria, hold on the line, please. Hold on, don't hang up. Elijah Zina, you just heard the chairperson, Carpet, head of the endowment fundraiser for LUL. Any comment, any question?
Sis Maria, how you doing? And thank you for always leading the fundraiser for the LUL. I just have one concern about the fundraiser, and maybe in the form of a question. So, if I'm not in Maryland, Baltimore to be a part of the event, and I also want to contribute towards this process, what are other means that people who are not attending the conference, how can they contribute from afar?
So thank you, Elijah. And thank you for always supporting our efforts at fundraising. Uh, if you can't come to Baltimore, there are several ways you can make donations. You can go to onealiyah.org and make a donation there. There is also an Eventbrite uh, 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 page there. You can make a donation at that page. You can buy a ticket on and or you can you can make a donation to Aliyah, and that will go towards the fundraiser.
Thank you, Sis Maria.
We still have one person in the Maddie. We have a couple silly. Go ahead, couple.
Hello, Auntie Maria. Good afternoon.
Darling.
Yeah, want to say thank you again for always being there when it comes to raising funds for Aliyah and our Lutheran University. Want to say thank you so much. Like the last time we had the team on the show, and they explained in depth about this whole fundraiser. There were a lot of questions that were asked, and Reverend Dennis did justice. Reverend Dennis and his team, yeah, they did justice. So I just want to say thank you. And finally, the day is almost here. Yeah, for me, it's not a question. I will just do a little comment. The day is already almost here, and I hope and pray that we all raise our sitting. I think it was it was like 25,000, 25,000 dollars was the sitting. So I want to pray and hope that we raise that and see how best to support our own church, our own university. No one will do it for us. Nobody will come from outside to take that full responsibility. We have to have an ownership, a full ownership of it if we want to sustain it. So in sustaining it, these are some of the ways for sustaining it. We all contribute, we all respond, and see how best we can maintain our university to that standard. I will try to make my contribution to. I haven't done it yet, but we hope and pray that it will be done. Yeah, once it comes to our Lutheran, someone can say our Lutheran chair, our heart. Yeah, there's nowhere we can go but to continue to support our church. So once again, I want to say thank you for always being there to encourage other when it comes to the work of God. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
And
darling.
the Maria say you must tell your husband to go there too. Oh, sorry, go ahead, and the Maria.
Get left
Yeah,
politically.
Politics.
thank you also for always supporting and encouraging us as we do this. This is not an easy task. People don't want to spend money like that, but this is a worthy cause. And so we expect everybody to come and help us to raise the $25,000. It's not too much to ask to start the endowment. So we pray that God will provide all the resources that we need to reach that. But thank you for all your comments and your well wishes. I look forward to seeing your donation anyway.
Thank you so much. Any Maria, any last comment, any last question, any last thing you wish to tell the listening audience out there, the viewers? Anything last you want to tell us about the event coming
So
up?
so we're gonna have videos, we're gonna have speakers, we're gonna have the donors that contributed. We're going to give them a LEL pin for those that donating $500 or more. They will get the LUL pins. We expect a lot of people to show up. And today at my church, I motivated them to even get a whole table of 10. I hope to see all. If you cannot come, please donate. Please donate. Go to onealiyah.org and you can donate there. You can donate on Eventbrite. And you can also just send a check to Aliyah so that this and just indicate in the memo that is for LUL Fund Endowment Fund. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing all of you in Baltimore this Saturday.
Thank
God
you.
bless you all.
Thank you, Andy Maria. Thank you, and God bless you, and hope to see this weekend.
All right.
Amen.
Bye bye.
Okay,
Bye
bye.
bye.
All right, that was the voice of Mother Maria Reed Carpet. She is the um, co-chairperson on the board of the Lutheran University in Liberia, and she is also the education committee chairperson of Aliyah, and she is the chairperson of this endowment fundraiser. So, she's doing a whole lot for the church. So we want to say kudos to her for the work that she's doing. Elijah.
Yeah, it's very much important. The work that the LUL board is doing, especially establishing an endowment fund for the university is very much important because if you have employees, you have to have some endowment and something that as a fallback position for the institution. But I think we still need to do more for the university, and I think even the target of $25,000 is the minimum. I think as Lutherans, if we work very hard and put our time and effort into this, we can raise more than $25,000 for our university, and we just need to do more and more and make our university very visible. For me at this time, I think the university, the LUL is not really visible in Liberia, is very much invisible. Um, Institutions that like three colleges that we are running right now. They are like colleges that they've been there already, like the Phoebe Esther Baker School of Nursing. Like these are two institutions that we're already running. People already know them, so people don't even know that these institutions now falls under what we call the Lutheran University, and they are colleges that are offering BSc degrees now under the Lutheran University. So I think one of the things that we need to do is to have real vigorous publicity of the Lutheran University. Just have an open house. Now on the compound, you can have an open house and invite stakeholders, invite others to just come produce different souvenirs like pen, mug, bags, and like writing part, everything that you can just put that LUL on and make produce some radio jingles and newspaper, do some stories, like we have to make the university known to the people of Liberia, and then especially in our high school as well, we have to take the university, the information to our high schools. Because nowadays in Africa, when students graduate high school, they want to go to a university. Some of them don't know the pathway forward. So if we start talking about the Lutheran University and say, hey, if you come from our high school and you have a free ride into the Lutheran University without taking an entrance and stuff to that, that's something a lot of students looking for, right? You make the information available for people. So as you are going forward, people graduating high school, they already know about the Lutheran University where they can go. They have the privilege of going because they graduated from a Lutheran high school. And you have a campus in Bone County, uh all over Bone County right now. Like you got a campus in Totota, you got a campus in Phoebe. Now you have a campus in Lofa. So now you have to try to have a campus in Monrovia as well. Because everybody would not be able to travel up to Lofa, Bone County, and so forth to attend the university. So we have to make the university very accessible to the people, and we also have to be clear on where can I go and find the information about the Lutheran University? So if I went on the Lutheran compound, like we used to have when Phoebe Hospital were operating in Bone County, but they had a sub office in Monrovia that was operated by Momo Mawolo. He was stationed in Monrovia at the Phoebe Hospital office in Monrovia. So whenever Dr. Gondangale is in Monrovia, he's in that office. Whenever Phoebe staff are in Monrovia, the staff are in Monrovia, they are in that office. So we have to do the same for the LUL. Establish an office in Monrovia that is managed by the staff, or maybe the single staff or two people, where people can go and get information. So everybody will be able to travel to Totota to go find the information about the Lutheran University. So I think publicity is one of the key things that we have to invest into right now in order to make the university really visible for the people of Liberia to know that indeed the Lutheran Church in Liberia has a university that is running.
Yeah, Elijah. I mean, I cannot agree with you more on this. The last time we invited the president, Dean, what's the name again? Dean,
Ma-
no,
Managba.
Dean Humphrey
Conference.
and Reverend Palmer. All right,
Mhm.
Dean Palmer. We invited them, and the question was asked: are you in touch? Like, how close are you, or are you in touch with the Lutheran school system? Are you in touch with the Lutheran schools? Are you in touch with the parishes? Do we? So the my understanding of of LUL right now is LUL is being operated on a tripartite state. That is, you have Aliyah, you have LCL, you have the LUL administration, right? So how visible is this university in our schools, our churches, our congregations? I mean, how many times, like the church bulletin, you will see LUL mentioned it, like like for Monrovia, all of our big parishes in Monrovia. Let's say our cathedral, St. Peter's. Okay, when last was LUL mentioned in the bulletin? If we're still printing bulletin at St. Peter's, all right, Batnaville, all right, Good Shepherd, okay, St. Andrews. How many times during announcement, when last did we mention LUL? So a lot of work needs to be done, and we do appreciate the work that Aliyah and you know the team Aliyah is doing up here. They are doing their best, but again, if someone is washing your back, you got to try to wash your front. Okay, what are they doing back home on the ground? What are they doing? I know they need money, but what are they doing? I mean, are they on campuses trying to make this make this coordination, this partnership thing happen? Like, are they reaching out to the University of Liberia, say, hey, listen, we are here, we are your neighbors, we are here, we all in this education process together. Are they reaching out to our Lutheran lawmakers? We invited Honorable Snow, not Snow, but Small Cody Mulva on the show the last time. Okay, we invited him. All right. I mean, are they reaching to some of our leaders in authority? Okay, or are they just waiting for manna to fall from heaven? Which, of course, I know at this point, I don't know, since Christ died and he rose from the dead, I don't think manna has ever fall from heaven anymore. All right, so we need to try. We need to try. And Elijah, I know time is fast spent, but I want for us to touch briefly on
Can
something.
I
But let's
talk on this LEL
I,
too?
I do
go ahead,
couple. I
couple.
think take
Yeah,
some time.
couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, couple.
Uh,
Let's get couple 1 minute.
no, not
Let's
one
say one.
minute. What I want
Yeah,
to say is more
we're
than
gonna give you
one.
two. After
Yeah,
the guy is
this
using
is
her
yeah because
military,
this
the guy
is
is
this
using
is
her military,
no
the
no
military
this is
power
a
everywhere, man.
serious
Go ahead
this
with your
is
military discount. Go ahead.
this is this is a serious issue, right? When it
Yeah,
comes to LUL, Aliyah, LCL, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the last time when the team or institute there was discussion I asked concerning the form race or what is LCL one of part they are playing
Right,
when it comes to racing form for LUL.
exactly.
Um, Elijah talk about publicity, right? It will cost nothing when you instruct all parishes to pull the announcement for LUL in Abodati. It will cost
Right,
nothing for LCL.
nothing.
It will cost nothing for Bishop Atmo to pick up a phone and call all district dean to inform all of the parishes in the district that we now have a university. Let continue to inform our parishioner. Let continue to boost the interest of the Lutheran University.
Right,
It will cost something for us to put a billboard or and say, yeah, we now have a Lutheran University. We put one in Bon County, we put in one in Monrovia. We just mount billboard all around. Like we now have a Lutheran University. It will cost something. But that's something that will to be costs, right? The
You
money
spend
can
money
be
to get money.
raised.
Yeah.
Yes, it can
exactly.
be
Elijah,
raised.
I agree with you.
The money can be raised. The money can be raised in the sense that when we all plan, is there any committee, subcommittee back home when it comes to the Lutheran University from the church end? I'm
That is
asking, do you know anything about that, baby?
that
Do
the
you know
board.
anything about that?
They have the board of trustees in Liberia, and I think part of the board of trustees work in Liberia is to guard the university operations in Liberia, and I think some of these things should be recommendations coming from the board as to how to move the university forward, because we are at the very embryonic stage of this university. And in order to make this university very vibrant and the vision that we have for it to make it a world class university, it does not come by just saying we want a world class
Wow.
university, but it comes with the hard work put into it. You know, so like you see, the Aliyah group is here, and we are working hard to raise funds for endowment now. So as we are doing something here, we need to
What's
see
happening down?
we have to see what the board in Liberia is doing in order to move the university forward. Because right now, all we see is that the college in total being the dean, Pastor Palmore, is the dean over there running with 6 students. That's very minimal. The students down there, that tuition cannot even pay the thing. They pay the
Pray
instructor.
will buy other
Right?
stationaries for the
Elijah,
school.
Let me ask you this question.
Well, yeah,
Elijah, sorry,
I'm still. Oh, you're not hijacking.
I beg you, give me one. I just want to ask Elijah. Give me 1 second, please. Elijah, I want to ask you this question. I know you and I know, and we heard this. We have our ears on the ground. We heard this, that I mean, the left wasn't talking to the right when it comes to coordination, between the two colleges, science colleges. Okay, so I mean, do you have any update on that? What's happening? You just came from there.
No, actually, I just came from there, but I was not making inquiry into that.
Okay,
Uh,
okay, okay, okay.
Okay, yeah,
yeah,
what's there on the
Go
floor?
ahead, take your
Like
flow.
Elijah mentioned something, right? He talking about we already had an established department, right? We had
Yeah,
the Phoebe School of Nursing, we have the Esther Baker, we had what again? We have what? There were three he named, right?
yeah, yeah.
So for establishing university for us, it's not that it was not hard for us, right? It wasn't hard because we already had something on ground and to start from scratch. So all we need now is the issue of publicity. Publicity inform our. We should start within our house. But if you ask most of the parishes, nobody will tell you that they know about area. Nobody will tell you. I don't know why area is so silent in the country that it is. Then outside, people pay more attention to area than even the host country. And this is a Lutheran thing. This is something that we all wish for, right? I remember when they were in the youth, these are things that we all wanted. When
yeah,
would
we
there
all.
be Lutheran University? When would there
Yeah,
be Lutheran University? And now there is a Lutheran University. What are
yeah,
we doing?
yeah,
What
and
are we doing?
yeah, couple. I agree with you. And if you have a board of trustees in Liberia,
Is
and
Bishop part of the board?
I use an ex officio to the
That's
board,
official.
you know, and if you have a board that is not functioning in the way that they should, you as the leader of the church, that is the bishop,
Yeah.
you have to call that attention,
Mm-hmm.
because you do not appoint people. Like, the board is a working board. It should be a working body that oversees the running of the university, evaluate. So how many times this board is meeting? Are they meeting monthly? Are they meeting quarterly? How are they meeting? And how are they reporting to you as leaders of the church? How are they reporting? So these are some of the things that the bishop or the leaders of the church, they need to pay attention to it, because you don't just put people in position and nothing happening and nobody says anything, and everybody just feel very complacent. They say, oh, we have the higher commission of education. They already approved the Lutheran University. They approve it based on the experience of the Lutheran Church in Liberia, based on the caliber of people we have we have in the Lutheran Church in Liberia. We have masters, we have PhDs and all that kind of stuff. But we do not establish an institution for the embryonic stage, and we allow that institution to be strangulated at this early stage, and don't work very hard to make the ensure that this institution survives and become a vibrant institution in Liberia. We are too old. Now we just celebrated 165 years,
65 years.
yeah, of
165.
existence. All right. So talking about Lutheran University right now, it's kind of like belated, but it's never too late to start. But
Yeah.
when you start, you have to do it better. You have to do it better. If you don't do it better, it makes no sense of you starting to do it. So our people need to put attention to this thing, and this should be our brainchild. And we have to bring this child up the way we want this child to be, because putting a president over there, establishing two colleges that were already in existence, and bringing in because like one thing I seen, like the Louis T. Bauer Lay Training Center, it just what we transform now to be the theological college now in Toronto. All right, and that of the education college and all the kind of stuff. but we want other tangible things to happen. Like the last time when we had the two directors on the program from Phoebe and Esther Bacon, I pushed for something to be, we should have an integrated system called the
Mm-hmm.
Lutheran University system. So
Yeah.
if I went to the Lutheran University campus or I went to their office, I can pay tuition directly into the Lutheran University's account.
Not
And
the
that money
individual. Yeah.
it's not for Esther Bacon, it's not
Baker,
for Phoebe.
Phoebe.
It's for the Lutheran University. Have that consolidated account, have an accountant that's overseeing or the computer that's overseeing the individual accountant you have within these institutions. So that's building a structure and a system. But up to now, Phoebe is still operating like she used to be. Esther Bacon is still operating as she used to be, and then Dr. Managba is stated in Toronto and struggling to coordinate between these two institutions that are still taking money from their end and not coming directly to the administration of the Lutheran University because we do not have that structure put into place to have a consolidated system, and we have to work on that if we want
It,
So,
to work.
have
so
there have there been any time that the board of director ever raised this concern when it comes to the merger of the three colleges for
Now
us
that
to
I'm
consolidate and become like we have a central system called the Lutheran University where Phoebe doesn't have to go its own way, Esther Baker doesn't have to go its own way, and we just do a one consolidated account. Have there been any time the director spoke about that?
I think we didn't bring in the school system director to talk about this because
yeah,
this fits within
I
his
think
domain.
yeah, I think the school system too
Yeah,
should
yeah.
work with that too.
It
They should
falls
work,
in their
yeah,
domain. Yeah, because the school system has oversight over all of the Lutheran schools. So if
yes.
you have a Lutheran university, definitely is under the school system,
School
and they
system.
should be pushing for this integrated system for all of the institution, and then you have a proper management of the funds that come in.
Yeah.
But if you have everything scattered, Phoebe doing her own thing, Esther Bacon doing her own thing, and then the College of Theology and Education doing their own thing, then where are we? We still have a divided
Mm,
yeah, I
yeah.
agree with you. I mean,
So
I
Rarindo,
think
Rarindo needs to come. I think we need to invite Rarindo because I remember again one time I asked whether the Lutheran University was on the school system, and it said yes, it was on the school system. So if it is on the school system, I think there should be some
consolidation.
merger. Yeah, there should be some merger when it comes to all of the colleges.
Mhm.
sure, yeah. So, but again, folks, we want to say thank you for being here with us. We just time is fast spent. We want to recognize our folks and um, the, but Richard Wundu, I mean, he is following. He's from the Great St. Matthew's Parish. I want to say thank you also Leroy Sonquele Molba. He's following from Grand Kipman, but Leroy, as we know, is also from St. Matthew's. Uh, but Daniel the John Ted Jr. We also know he's from St. Matthews, St. Martin, Molva. I mean, from St. Matthews. Um,
Are you kidding
St.
me?
Victoria Nage.
Uh-huh.
Victoria Nage is an affiliate of
Sim-
St. Matthew,
uh,
and Brother
That's what I'm gonna tell you.
Larry Malin is an affiliate of St. Matthew. So again, we just want to wish
At the one
everyone a
Lutheran church, Matthew. The whole church, Matthew. Right?
I mean, you want to tell me that Molly is not from St. Matthew? I mean, we can call her and find out. I mean, I want to know today she's not from St. Matthew. So her membership now we can,
Go ahead with it.
yeah. So yeah, but we had a wonderful day. We had a wonderful show.
Oh, wait,
Um,
Weddy, do
No, we
you,
didn't talk about the
Weddy?
final day yet.
That what I'm telling you, you will not leave this show with us not touching the phone us day.
oh,
I
the
know.
first
Wow.
Yeah, what do you want
165 years of existence.
we just celebrated 165 years.
65
Just want
years.
to say that it's
years.
wow.
Wow,
Bro, it's not a
5 years.
small
So
thing.
um, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna give Elijah 2 minutes I will come in with my 2 minutes, and we're gonna give this couple her 2 minutes, and we hope that we can get one of Aliyah's representatives on the ground that will join us and give us updates on
I think you call
what.
it. Can you call the person first?
No, well, I mean, go ahead. Elijah can go ahead. Elijah can go ahead with his 2 minutes, and while we try to work on that.
Good night. Okay.
Right. Thank you, Willie. And I think this year's LCL Founders Day, um, I was, I was, I look at it. I follow it a little bit. I follow different presentations that happen at the Founders Day, and I think the LCL, they were very intentional this year with the Founders Day. It was not more for me. It was not more of like a celebration of our history. But I think the Founders Day celebration this year, it was more of like a retreat because most of the conversation was centered around how can we move the LCS forward, and how can we, use the available resources we have at the church. How can we use those resources
Elijah,
and yes, please.
Elijah. Sorry to interrupt. We have uh, the board member of Aliyah, Father Frank Carter, who is the former national president of the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship. He is on the line with us from Liberia. He is one of the representatives of Aliyah at the just ended um, Founders Day event. Uh, board member Carter, we want to say thank you for joining us this evening. It's very late in Liberia. Um, Give us what was some of the happenings in at the just ended Founders Day event, and if you care to give us any update on the PMI meeting took place in Liberia.
Well, the way you and the team. First of all, I want to thank you for the opportunity to talk to you. I will not be long on this call, like you said. Because I've been accompanied at the moment I just had to walk away to talk to you. Actually, the night attend on the first day. We arrived at the end of the first day. So the second day, which was on a Wednesday, we were able to attend the program. So most of the important matters, even like the briefing from Aliyah, was done on the first day. So we got in, at the point that we didn't have a lot of things that we could contribute to. Reverend Father Tokoda was the one who was actually representing, who made the presentation on behalf of Aliyah. But on the second day, it was mostly about report from the current hospital, report from LDS. That's it. That should be the Lutheran Development and Services.
Okay.
Those were the major organs of the Lutheran Church that reported. And we have representation from the ELCA. Also, here we had a representative from the, I'll call it like a project. The Lutheran Church in Guinea is like a project.
Okay.
Trying to have a Lutheran Church here in the Republic of Guinea.
Right.
But it's a Lutheran Church in Liberia that is given that kind of authority to establish that. I believe this thing all started, if I want our president of the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship.
Right.
Because I did some representation at the Zedekore era. At that time was Father Thomasin, Moses Bombo Thomasin, who was the chairman of the council.
Right.
There. And then we also had Reverend, is it the one that died as
Afra,
Yeah.
somebody?
Reverend
yeah,
Afra,
Then
Afra.
Alfred to Alfred,
Reverend
I think
Alfred
Alfred from
Flomo,
mistake.
Alfred Flomo, yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay, they were all people who were founding members of the congregation in the Zero Gray era. But however, the Zero Gray era, the guy who is heading that whole formation is, he informed us that the church is thriving. In fact, my wife and I had to make some commitment that we had to settle with them because we were part of the church when it started. So they are thriving, they need help, and some of the issues he expressed, they have problem with the language. They have had the opportunity to have people from there to travel out of the place to other countries in Europe and the United States, but they could not give them the opportunity because the people who were going there were not, Anglophone, who speak English. They were Francophone people. So the language barrier issue was too much concerning. So he expressed that, and at the end of the day, some of the things that people recommended suggested was that the Lutheran Church should be able to help their Lutheran congregations in Ganta, even in the Moria area, that are closer to Guinea. And they could provide scholarship or all other assistance for some of the people to come to places and learn English. In fact, the folks from ESC who were representing, I think they had a Danish representative there too. In fact, she was the one who made the suggestion that there was need, for people from those areas to just cross over to Liberia to do bordering cities where they can have some scholarship to attend the places. So the bishop said those are things that they're going to work on. Yeah. But on the overall, it was not a bad thing. Uh, uh, you will see that the environment there, everybody, uh, was kind of happy about the fact that we all come together and discuss how to move the church forward. Now, on the part of Aliyah, the LUL, obviously, the bishop informed us that one of the major decisions they have made, and they had I think they discussed that at the executive council prior to the panel meeting, was that all of the students who are currently attending theological seminaries, like the GST and all of that here, the plan is now that all the money they're getting from partners, that all these students will now be transferring over to LUL, which was very good of were clapping there. That instead of going to other school, they're paying money to other school, the GST. They got a lot of students, and if when Richard going to school, they all going to LUL, except the senior students, which makes sense, right? So those are senior who be graduating, you can't get them out and get them to LUL. But all the ones who are freshmen, sophomore students, they're all going to go to the LUL. Okay, and the issue of the collaboration between the partners. Okay, we talk about that, and the understanding was that in fact we will be meeting with the bishop, the team on the ground, or those that will be here, because some of them probably will be leaving right after the Lutheran Church convention or assembly this weekend, where they just come back and say, I could not attend it because I just arrived. Well, some people attend it. So we'll be meeting to discuss some of the issues, because one of the concerns was the health and science services or science, department of the LUL is still having problem with that accreditation because there are certain books that they need, and those books they don't have the books yet. But I know that when we had our last meeting, I think you can correct me on that. The president had informed us Murphy, that they were in arrangement with some other, organization or somebody who could help us to get the books. Because the bishop informed us that they need about $13,000 just to be able to get the books. And that he was planning to see if we can meet for us to discuss how to come about, splitting the $13 amongst ourselves, the partners. So I actually came here and told him that I would like to follow up. I will call Murphy Anderson, the president, and then because my understanding was that they had someone that would help. And he told me that they've been dangling over that for some time now. I think they have heard that from Murphy or so. So I told him, to hold on. That at some point this coming week, I'll be talking to the president, President Anderson, and then before we can meet with him, then we all can decide where we go with this accreditation issue. So those are the major issues, the ones that are really affecting us, from the point of LUL. Like I said, most of the discussions they had on Tuesday, and we did not attend the Tuesday program. So I hope that'll be good information to provide to you people.
Absolutely, absolutely, very, very much vital information. But if you don't mind, I know you said you are in a company of people, but
I mean, I can answer a few questions.
okay, good, good. Yeah. So Elijah will give you just one question, and Sis Couple will give you a minute for just one question, please, to our senior brother as he's pressed on time.
Well, there are a few things that I grabbed from what Big Brother Frank Tucker said. One is the Lutheran Church of Guinea. I know when I was in Liberia on the executive council of the LCA youth president, I traveled to Guinea as well. At the time, Reverend Alfred Floman was there when the congregation they were kind of trying to establish this national church. So the issue of language has been the problem where you always have an English pastor from Liberia in Guinea to serve, and then the language barrier thing. And I know that the recommendation came to kind of try to train some of the nationals of the church in order to take over the church instead of sending Lutheran pastors from Liberia to Guinea to be the pastors there. So we had to train the national with the fluid in the French language and that of the Mandingo and other kind of stuff to be able to take over the church. But also, I know some of these things rely on the resources available and the human resources as well. People who trying to avail themselves to occupy those positions and stuff like that. So that has been a long conversation that has been going on as it relates to the Lutheran mission in Guinea. Also, I want to get clarification around the issue of the books and the issue of accreditation. So I just want to know what specific accreditation they need and what kind of book or books that they need in order to acquire that accreditation.
Okay. Thank you, honorable, president. Let me say that I think the accreditation, most of the universities, you have to have a library. The library uh, will require certain books that pertain to what you will be this instructional things that will go on at that university. Okay, and obviously it looks like we don't have no books. That's why they got the school of I think uh, two major areas that are running right now. The ones that have to do with the theological, which I think it falls under the education.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they have the ones that has to
The
do.
the
Uh,
CBSW constitution.
The
yeah, they're saying
sciences.
stuff like that. Yes, yeah, but now they have sciences area. They don't even have any books. They don't. So they are the education system here, ministry education got their requirements. I have not read through that. But according to that, the Madakbai, who is the president, they have certain books that are required that in order to give you that accreditation, you must have had those books in your library. And if you don't have them, they cannot give you that accreditation. So I believe those are the books. I don't know exactly what, the list, but I know they are all books related to health sciences. So that's all I can provide right now.
Thank you so much, Couple.
Yeah, thank you, President Emeritus, for the information provided when it comes to the just in the 165 Founders Day of LCL. I'm a bit confused on the issue of the accreditation, yeah, which has to do with the sciences, the books. So are we not fully accredited because of those books that we are lacking, or what? Or what is it?
So we are accredited, but the university got different departments, right? University got different departments. Okay, so the only area that right now we have not been given that accreditation is the health sciences. But all the other ones, as a university, established as a university, but there are different accreditations you get. They give you accreditation as a university established as a major higher institution in the country. One. Then two, there are branches there, that you gotta get separate accreditation for each of them. You see how it works? So they got the one for education, like the school of theological and all of that, they fall under that. Then they got the one for I think the nursing something, and I believe that nursing part does not fall under health and sciences because they were in the nursing, they are even graduated people. Okay, so the health and sciences, that's the only department right now that has not been accredited. So that's the one now, we're trying to see how we can work out, the requirements.
Okay,
That's
thank
fair
you.
enough. Siambra, again, want to say thank you so much for making time out of your busy schedule to be with us on the show tonight. I want to wish you and the family a pleasant stay while you are in Liberia and pray that God will continue to protect you.
Thank you. And let me just say, if I have just a minute for leave,
Sure,
I
sure.
think if you can follow Eula, maybe it's somewhere on Facebook, also been here. We're trying to build a resource center here in Liberia
Okay.
for the people of Liberia to benefit from. We had the opportunity to yesterday someone made some remarks because initially, as a former vice president of ULA, I the one along with one Afro who was the chairman of the board of directors. Process. Did not win. But the guy who took Washu Kamara, he chose not to even, pursue what we started.
Mm.
But he said, you're not really credit for it because we started it. I mean, you can see how limited people are, right? Things that
Yeah.
will benefit other people.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me as an individual. But he did not follow it. So
Mm.
he left that, and we had the land off board, we had the diagram, everything put in place. But then the guy who just took over, Mohammed Keita, when he was running, because I chose at that time family matter, I didn't want to put my hand into it. My wife told me to forget about it.
Right.
He talked to me and he told me that he would take my platform. He would use that part of my platform.
Right.
So today, luckily, this weekend we're able to have the groundbreaking. We even did the groundbreaking today,
Mm.
as I speak to you.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yes. because we feel that, like Paul always said, Eula is doing nothing for anybody,
Right.
and they don't understand some of the
So what
things
is
that they
Yola?
did, all of that we did. They want something physical in Liberia. Well, we want
Elaborate internet.
I heard he dropped on the line with him.
Internet is the internet.
With him? With he is frozen? I heard the problem is not for him. Okay, so Elijah, I think the problem is from Witty and yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, so you heard Brother Carter, Frank Carter. One of the thing I take
Or you can join us at any time. So again, thank you again for the time, and we hope that you stay safe in Liberia. Our regards to senior sister as well.
all right. Thank you, folks. Appreciate you people.
No problem. Thank you so
mm.
much. So, folks,
Well,
that was the voice of Chairman Carter. Sorry, Member Carter. He's a board member of
so
Aliyah.
so why
Sorry,
is
he's not a
Eula? I was
chairman.
asking him, but it
ULA
was
is the
coming
Union
broken.
of Liberian Association in America,
The
in the
one?
Americas. Union of
Oh,
Liberian Associations in the Americas. So there are multiple Liberian associations,
oh,
like the
so they
Biafra
can't know
County
one
Association,
union. Oh,
or
okay,
all of them on one union. Yeah.
okay.
So Brother Sina, we want to take your closing comment. We're gonna give you a minute. I will take a minute, and we will let our sister the take a
yeah,
minute.
thank you, Willie. And I think today has been really good conversations and a lot of fundraiser things. So we have some heartwarming situation, emotional situation, especially as it relates to Buffalo. The SOS call for Buffalo medical needs. And I hope that people can take that seriously and make some contribution in that regard. Uh, but also, I think in my parting comments, I want to say that the Lutheran Church in Liberia, we just celebrated 165 years of existence. And our Founders Day, I think it was very intentionally planned by the leaders, the way they planned it, because it was like more of like a retreat. And they were kind of like trying to find way forward as to how to restore the church because our institution is ready down right now when it comes to infrastructure development, when it comes to institutional development. Most of our institutions now they are all living on past glory. And we have to work very hard to revamp all of these institutions and make sure that the LCO can be the LCO that we once knew. So it requires collective efforts of everybody, of members of the church, and that can only be done when people build trust back into the leadership and into the institution. So I want to say thank you for to our listeners, and we will be back in next Sunday again to talk more about issue that affect our church. Thank
Thank you so much, Brother Zena. Couple. Oh, sorry. Couple before you can come in. I want to join my brother Zena to wish everyone well on this second Sunday after Easter. Uh, I wish everyone a pleasant and a blessed week that we've started. Um, Again, our common denominator is our church, the Lutheran Church in Liberia. This is the only place for me that no one can draft me off because the Bishop Patmo, the Reverend Dr. Victor G. Patmo, Bishop Lutheran Church in Liberia, myself, Elijah, Couple, Dr. Tutu, Brother Darapakla, and Dalakokoya, and everyone, we all have interest in this common denominator. No one loves the church more than the other. So we want to encourage, okay, we want to encourage our leaders to leverage the opportunity, okay, Let us leverage the opportunity that we have. All right, and see how best we can improve our institution, especially when it comes to publicity. Okay, and we have the opportunity to our advantage. Okay, so if we don't take the opportunity, well, you know, that's how people will speculate. But again, today was a great show. We started on a very sad note. I mean, but I'm very hopeful that, you know, um, Buffalo will recover. But I just encourage everyone to please make a contribution. Couple, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Woody. Thanks to Elijah, and thanks to our listening audience. I want to say thank you so much for being so patient with us for the few hours we've been on. I want to say thank you to our guests, all those that make this our show successful. Like Woody said, when we started this show, we were a bit sad concerning our Buffalo. But we strongly believe that he will get well. Yeah, he gets well soon. All we need to just contribute the little we have and seeing how best we can get his medication and food, at least to keep him up, because you cannot be taking medication and you don't have
Empty
anything to
stomach. Yep.
eat. Yeah. So we are calling on everybody to please try NLYF, the women, just a little amount. Or your $5, your $100, your $50. It is important for now. Yeah, just make a contribution. If each youth can just pay $100 Liberian, we will get something out there. Whether you know Buffalo, you didn't know him, the fight that you passed through the rank and file of the youth. This is a guy who served the young people diligently. Yeah, so let us please try. So thank you to Sis Maria and the team for the fundraiser of Aliyah. The time is already here, so we all need to support, and we'll continue to support LUL. LUL is our own. Nobody will do it for us. We need to support LUL. Uh, Thank you to Brother Carter for the update from the Founders Day. There were that Elijah said for me, I did not follow it in totality, but I'll monitor a bit of Bishop's report. Yes, I monitor a bit, and I followed the service this morning. That it was okay. The part of it that I saw, it was okay. This is our church. We all need to put together and see how best we can support the church. Nobody will do it for us. Some Elijah talked about the Guinea mission field. I don't know if they say the Guinea mission field. The issue of language barrier is so much important. So if we will maintain the Lutheran Church in Guinea, we will need to invest in training people when it comes to the language barrier, French, English, both ways. So LEL should be taking on French integration in the school system. Yeah, because if you were want to take a pastor from Liberia, he should know French because he going to
Yep.
a French speaking country. So that's
Yep.
another thing in the long run we should be looking at too. Yeah, so if we want to maintain a Lutheran church in Guinea, we need to invest in French speaking. We really need to. And another thing to talk about the 13,000, Brakata said, Bishop said it should be split among locally and Adia. I think we should take responsibility. If it is split that into two, you have like 6,000 plus both way. So that 6,000 plus together both is a minimum amount. Once we plan it to raise that fund, we got potential people in the Lutheran church. Now you can take 20, 25%, 30%, or 50% and say, look, we want to raise this amount and this will be done. The issue is all about commitment. Nobody will do it for us. So we need those books. But yet instead we are putting our students, right? So
Mhm.
in order of us getting the full accreditation for the sciences, we need those books. It's not fun. So if we will want to maintain our status as a Lutheran university and give a degree in the science area, we need those books. Those books are needed. So we all need to wrap around any decision that the bishop will come up with and see how best we can raise the money to get the books available for the science college when it comes to LCR. Once again, we had a basketball show. It was okay. Want to say thank you to everyone. And my daughter celebrated her 7th birthday. She's a big girl now. Yeah, she celebrated her 7th birthday. Everybody thought I had a birthday. In a way, I told the people I had a new baby girl, but that was just a joke. That was my daughter when she was a day older. A day. That was the photo there. So she turned 7 years. She's a big girl now. I just want to be grateful to God for her, for my children, and for everybody. Everybody who celebrated her birthday. Even Yasa Flomo, we were all in the youth together. She celebrated her birthday too.
Yeah, I
I want
saw
to say happy
that.
belated
Yeah,
birthday
I saw that.
to my BCSS Yasa. Yeah, we were all in the youth together. So we had a wonderful show. Until we meet again, we discuss all Lutheran. Bye to everybody.
Yeah, and the Maria say, "How much you go to the
Yeah, my
bank?"
husband will go now.